There are times in life, gentlemen, when the very foundations of what we believe are tested. Times when the people who should be our staunchest allies, our guiding lights, instead become the architects of our despair. We speak of loyalty, of duty, of the unwavering bonds that hold families together. But what happens when those bonds are twisted, warped, and used as weapons? Today, we hear from a young man, barely into his 20s, whose dreams have been systematically dismantled by the very people who brought him into this world. His story is a stark reminder that not all homes are havens, and not all parental love is unconditional. Let's listen to his account. The world was supposed to be my oyster, a landscape of opportunity waiting for me to seize it. I was young, brimming with a passion that felt limitless, a conviction that I was destined for something great. But fate, it seems, had a crueler plan, orchestrated by those closest to me. It began when I was 19. My parents discovered I had a boyfriend, and what followed was a 2-year siege of relentless conflict. The demands became outlandish, the accusations venomous. They threatened humiliating tests, things I wouldn't wish on any soul. At 21, I made the decision to leave, to build a life on my own terms with the man I loved. But before I could even step out the door, his own demons emerged. Alcohol, a destructive companion, took hold, and with it, physical abuse. I fled him, seeking refuge back with my family, a sanctuary that would prove to be anything but. The relentless pressure from them had already taken its toll. I flunked out of university, my academic future in tatters. Worse, a deep depression settled in, and the weight of it all manifested physically, adding pounds that seemed to carry the burden of my shattered spirit. My own mother, a figure I now see through the cold light of experience, as merely a stranger I was assigned to, became my constant tormentor. She'd spy on me, turn friends and family alike against me with whispers and accusations. Every day was a calculated campaign of mental warfare, of insidious abuse. I retreated, found myself languishing in my room for months, a shell of my former self, having surrendered all hope. It's only in this past semester that I've managed to cobble together a semblance of adulthood, attempting to juggle work and school. Yet the echoes of my mother's words, the poison she's injected into my mind, continue to paralyze me. She'd confront me daily about my job, demanding a portion of my earnings simply because I lived under her roof. These were not discussions. They were aggressive assaults that ultimately drove me to quit. She'd harass me for my university refund checks, interrogate me about my friendships, twisting my every interaction into something sinister. She's made me a prisoner in my own mind. The arguments were relentless, reduced to me, a broken young man, sobbing, begging for release, and her, utterly indifferent, offering not a shred of compassion. She'd even stooped to shaming me publicly, a grotesque spectacle for the neighborhood. I won't even delve into her addiction, her parade of children, a cycle that seems to churn endlessly, yet she expects me to rearrange my life around her chaotic existence. Just months after giving birth again, she demanded I miss crucial lab work to fetch her children from school, a demand I finally refused. Prior to her delivery, I was hospitalized with a severe allergic reaction, yet she offered no support, no comfort, not even a kind word. Instead, she dismissed my distress, calling me dramatic for my emotional state after experiencing anaphylactic shock. Then, both my parents would enter my room daily, complaining of foot pain, their voices laced with anger as they demanded I massage them. This cramped apartment, a place where my mind is constantly manipulated, has become the crucible where I am forged into the worst version of myself. The stress, the anger, the ceaseless confrontation are taking a devastating toll. I'm barely 23, yet I'm already battling high cholesterol, prediabetes, celiac disease, IBS, depression, and anxiety. It feels as if they are actively trying to destroy me. My focus is shattered, my ability to apply for jobs or even attend school obliterated. Hope dwindles with each passing day. I have 1 year left of university, and I am so profoundly behind. I'm losing my grip. I've tried everything. The cultural expectation of filial obedience, of unquestioning reverence for elders, chafes against the reality of my existence. I feel no warmth, no love for my mother. I cannot continue to live this way. My sole desire is to graduate, secure employment, or further education far away from this suffocating environment. But how can I possibly achieve that when I possess no tangible qualifications, no demonstrable achievements? I never understood the true difficulty of escaping such a toxic familial situation. My life has not unfolded as I ever could have imagined. Some days a flicker of optimism ignites, but most days it's a bleak landscape. I feel like I'm perpetually running headlong into a brick wall. My mother will ignore me for hours, then engage in animated conversations with my sisters, braiding their hair, sharing laughter and jokes. My interactions with her, however, are always tinged with hostility, my words met with flat, angry responses. I've learned to feign indifference, but witnessing the stark contrast, the palpable favoritism, sickens me. Part of me yearns to escape, to sever all ties and never look back. But having been so utterly isolated within my family for my entire life, the prospect of starting over alone is daunting, terrifying. I don't know where to turn, what path to take. In every conceivable aspect of my life, I feel I have failed. And so, the story concludes, not with a triumphant victory, but with a young man trapped in a suffocating familial web. The moral here, gentlemen, is clear. While we are taught to honor our parents, we are not obligated to surrender our own well-being. When the hand that should guide becomes the hand that strikes, when the voices that should comfort become voices of torment, it is not defiance, but self-preservation to seek a different path. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where you had to navigate the complexities of toxic familial dynamics, share your experiences in the comments below. Your stories resonate, and your strength inspires. Subscribe for more compelling narratives, and until next time, I'll see you then.